Hey y'all, Bells here. This is where we left off from the world tour, previous episode. Guess it's round two. Fight. Some comments about my first episode and its posting is I'm still working on the video rendering and the capture and whatnot, and learning about that. And I kind of find the quality isn't nearly as good as I would like it to be. So we're gonna focus on that and see if we can spruce it up for this episode here. So hopefully you're watching this a little bit more clear than we were before. So in the world tour, where we left off is the overflow room to the sorting machine, and I was kind of delivering this all to you historically, or at least in a manner of the way it all sort of went up. So from this point, this section of the sorting machine wasn't made until a good stretch into playing on this server. Oh, and one other thing here too is my my buddy up there, Shine, watched the video and he appreciated his cameo and said that he wanted a cameo in at least every episode. And we can't quite see him from here, but he should still be AFK up at the top. He's been up there just about all weekend collecting gunpowder. And we'll actually take a quick peek before we move on just to see how much he's got. And that's not bad. He started at 0. All right. So, to move forward chronologically, I discussed that was the main build when we first originally got here. And I shouldn't refer to Zach as Zach anymore. His gamer tag is Random House, so Random House's castle. Oh, and it's referenced off of Bowser. By the way, I had to facepalm when I was trying to remember his name last episode. I rewatched that and had to laugh. So chronologically, I was working on the outside of all of this. I guess you could say. Again, the walls, trying to pretty them up and get them sexy and whatnot. Add some character to it, while the other folks were sort of building the insides of everything. So I'm going to take you up here next because this was an interesting project, and I never did get it to work. But there's certain built-in things that just didn't allow it to work. Is that these waterfalls and lava falls over here? You can just see now that they turned off because it's daytime. And what my original plan was for that is I wanted water and lava to cascade out of the same fountain based on daylight sensors. And as much as I played around with them, and you can see this is where one daylight sensor was, but as much as I played around with them, I couldn't get them to switch over properly. So essentially, I had 3 cobble generators here because no matter what the timing was, and especially being based in a server, is even if you logged out, came back in, and if there was a time difference when you'd log back in, the sensors would register that. That's fine. They would turn off, say, the lava and turn on the water, but the lava flow wouldn't flow down fast enough before the water would hit it and just nerf it all up. So I never did actually get that to work. So now we just have the lava working off of daylight sensors, so it just helps brighten it up at nighttime, and that's that. But I mean, that was a pretty big project in itself. I played with that for weeks trying to get that to work properly. Um, and so moving forward, we did details here, eh? Little pools and stuff. Um, my 8-year-old of all people made a bar out in the corner over there, which was kind of cute. It was a gold nugget for a bottle of water. He did pretty good for a while off of me, actually. What else is worth of mentioning within sight here? Being Canadian, we're all kind of into to hockey, and so Gabe made this, the slap shot, a mini game, plus, of course, a safe room. And he likes his bunkers, as we talked about earlier, so of course he's got a bunker attached to the arena. But this was the game. You've got your padding and your skates here and stuff, and it was coal before. I don't know why it's gunpowder now. But you would take coal, and this is your net, and you would try to, shoot it past the goalie. It is a two-player game, so you got one person here who tries to skate around and stuff, and pick up the coal as you shoot it. And if it goes in, then it would hit the pressure plates and then ding, and it would make a little sound. Actually, let's just fake it here. Oh no, not enough. Oh, still not enough for a goal. Anyhow, so we had some fun with that. Yeah, and he's got the benches here and whatnot. You can change, put your skates on. You got anybody who's had to put skates on, you got to sit back on the bench and tighten them up real good. So then after that, as it grew, I built this for Gabe. So this monstrosity right here is I built it for Gabe. He's a big potion fan. Oh, you know what? I should start referring to him to as Doomshell. That's his gamer tag at the moment. And so I made this for him. And again, trying to keep it a little bit of a secret from everybody on the server. This is the secret entrance to go in. It is a potion room extraordinaire. Oh, is this Nerf 2 at the moment? Oh, it is. Okay. So let's hop out this way. I had modded this build just a touch, and apparently it still needs a little bit of work. Just cosmetically, I was trying to separate it and get rid of some more of that original big wall. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, wait, don't even have any arrows. So, you are not a registered member of the Potion Club, so we will ask you to leave. And now I have arrows. But essentially, this is his potion room. So we have a potion machine here. And this is for bulk batches. All of the ingredients that we've collected through our time out here. Pufferfish still being one of the rarest ones that we have. Oh. I have some gas tiers to bring over from the gold farm. We should have more, but all of your main ingredients for your potions, and again your bulk machine. These aren't really labeled, but essentially, double chest for each type that we have in here. Swiftness, harming, water breathing, and whatnot. Now this one is kind of funny because at the 1.8 when rabbits first came out, Random House, he had this affinity with the rabbits, and he didn't want to kill them. He didn't want the feet. He didn't want the rabbit meat. He didn't want the hide. Nothing. And so these are the leaping potions. And this has been an ongoing joke. Is Random will come in here and put up signs as far as it's inhumane and save the rabbits, and Doomshell will continue to replace those signs with nope, it's okay, use them, smoke them if you got them, kind of thing. So I'm enjoying that little ongoing tiff. Later on with tutorials and stuff, again, this is an Etho build. It's the most compact way and and brilliant way so far that I've seen as far as making this work. And when it comes to Minecraft machines and stuff, I'm not super huge on the efficiency part of it. I don't need to make it as get it to a 4x4, a 3x3. I like it working, and of course I try to make it clean, and if I can, making it sort of as small as possible. But that's not my number one concern. But regardless, I still have yet to figure out a way to improve upon this design, and so I used this one. And I will say this, as far as everything that I've learned, redstone wise, machine wise, farm wise, going on through the world tour, that I did make a promise to myself in this, in Minecraft in general, to be honest, that I would not use anything that I didn't understand. Meaning to say, I don't go into a tutorial or a build or from anybody and just recreate it block by block and use it. If I wanted it, I would recreate it, but only in the sense that I needed to know how it works, because if it breaks, I need to be able to fix it. And so this was one of the longer ones. I've only been playing for a year, and Redstone, of course, it's kind of like computer circuitry, kind of like electricity and stuff, and it does have its own dynamics, and it's been very interesting to learn. By no means am I a pro. You got guys like Seth Bling and other fellows who, well, of course, and those guys who build computers in Minecraft at 128-bit, all with Redstone. Nowhere near that stuff. But I will say this, is that I won't use anything that I don't understand. And so later on, again, in a tutorial or whatnot, if you're interested in that, and there's other ones out there, because that's where I got this from. But yeah, these are the mechanics for the mass potion maker. Oh, so handy for bulk batches. Back here, and I'll show you the other end of this when we go back downstairs. But this is another item elevator near the sorting machine, and it just drops everything off for the potion room that I need to, and it's just a quick way, instead of having to come up here and drop it all off. It brings it all up. And again, this has gone through some renos in its time. This used to be the original Nether Wart farm, or at least the attempt of it. Or no, sorry, mushrooms is what we were trying to grow here for fermented spider eyes. Never really got it to work, and then discovered a much easier way to harvest mushrooms. Between the two of us, we would bone meal little mushrooms into big ones down at a harvesting spot, and I would grow it, and Doomshell would chop them down, and we'd collect them and bring them up here, and so that's sort of how we got our mushroom collection going. So this is the potion room. I like the fact you can't really get in here. It's not a free for all for the community. In fact, if you notice my entrance being bunged up and nerfed, I could barely get up in there right now. So we will clean that up when we get back to building after the world tour. And quickly, I will show you. This was neat to work with after the 1.8 update. Is the slime block bouncers. But over here, this is the chest that leads to Little Hopper, then Dispenser, which sends things to the item elevator, which is located up that shaft, which goes up, and then water flows down around to the potion room. So we've covered the little arena, and then maybe Doomshell's little houses quickly, just to... this was his first house, and if you notice, everything in my world right now doesn't have any doors, and it's because I was playing around with villagers and the dynamics there, and trying to breed some so I could populate a little villager village, and actually the whole town if I can, and start moving them around and get fishermen in a fisherman shop, etc. But when I was breeding them, and it's up over there, I'll show you in a little bit. but I had to remove all of the doors from everything everywhere to make it work. And so this is why, yeah, it's not that just we prefer open airy spaces. No, we like doors. I just had to take them all down for a bit. So this was Doomshell's first little house he donated to me after he built his next one. As a good son should. It was very kind of him. Then he went online and duplicated a wooden house. Not that the other one wasn't wooden, but this one was specifically kind of his pride and joy as far as his building and design went. So this is sort of his main house, if you were to say he has a main house at the moment. Oh yeah, and from last episode, I do realize in my nervousness when that creeper came at me, I just blocked and sort of took it in the face like a man. Yeah, still got the hole here. But again, not going to rebuild until the tour's over. This is Random House's strip mining access. And so what we have here, two different chests. If you take anything out of this chest, and this is the receiver chest, he's got a minecart that goes from the bottom, brings it back up here. Anything from there, I do believe. Ooh, nope. Anything from this chest is supposed to auto dispense into another water flow that will allow it to be dispensed and make it over to the sorting machine. So I'm just gonna take that out, and it should start popping again. I certainly have noticed that since we not since we started the server, but whoa, dying on screen. That's fun. Well, don't really know where I went with that. A little bit of a lag spike, I would assume. Interesting. Whew. Belly, get it together. Oh, bit of a creeper explosion up here has happened too. Oh, big creeper explosion has happened up here. Okay, what I was saying is that since we've gone online with the server aspect of this, these auto dispensers that I use on a fairly regular basis, they tend to jam up, and I don't know if it's from logging in or the server restarting at the wrong time or however it might go, but just something regular maintenance can solve. So yeah, a little bit of repairing still needs to be done. Well, always needs to be done. Unless that was me. No, there's no way I did all that damage. And so to head down, it's kind of a, I guess I want to say a regular strip mining operation, but I don't know what everybody considers to be regular. There we go. Yeah, so normally the cart goes here, you got a button, click it, fires, goes all the way up, dispenses, brings everything you've mined back down. Now Random House that has this, he's got this great ability in his strip mining. And I suppose showing you each of these individual tunnels, it doesn't really, I suppose he's got great skill on finding diamonds just due to the sheer volume, but he can come on and you know, even with a Fortune 3, but he'll have two and a half stacks of diamonds within 45 minutes, an hour, And I am the unluckiest person when it comes to diamonds. Actually, if you take a peek, I'm an iron just for the sakes of it's so much easier to get. I'd like to save my diamonds for the tools and weapons. So this is a strip mining operation. And he's gone out quite a ways. There's some builds pretty far out that I've done and other people have done, and we come across his tunnels, and I've used it a time or two. Not a fan of strip mining so much anymore, to be perfectly honest, though. I'm kind of a speed miner fan now, meaning to say a good beacon with haste 2 and an efficiency 5 and kind of plowed out speed style. And it's very therapeutic. There's nothing like sitting around for 20 minutes and just blasting your way through hundreds and hundreds of blocks of stone and resources and finding everything you need. So where are we at here? Chronologically, we must have at some point prior to the other folks coming into the server gone through. Actually, I'll show you this one. The Nether, of course. I think my keyboard battery is dying here. Either that or my character's getting MS. No, he still looks kind of stable. So I think we got the battery thing sorted. Give it a little test. Do a jump. Yeah. Yeah. We're mobile. All right. Can you dig it, fool? Where was I headed here? The infamous first Nether portal ever. It was moved originally from where that thing is, the map room, which has been broken and nerfed so many times. And I got to give it to Random House. He keeps on trying to fix it. But yeah, when it was just us, this was the portal room, and none of these fences were here. It was just lava free-for-all funsies sort of room. Didn't work out so well when some of the younger folks started hopping on the server and playing around. And well, maybe it did work out well because there was a lot of items to collect around the area when they would burn to death. So I'm going to hop through here. And now this Nether hub is an ongoing project of mine. It's certainly not what it looked like to begin with. Of course, your gate just appears and a little bit of a ledge or whatnot. Right now, at the moment, we got 4 gates. We've got Random House's main Bowser Gate, which leads to, this is the gate by the storage machine. And then you've got the gate to Shine Storm's family's area, and as well the gate for Doomshell and myself. And this goes to our throne room, which was a challenge that we had prior, and I'll go over that in a bit. Now, as far as chronologically, this was the first road out of the Nether that I ever made. And yes, it's supposed to be a railway track. There's still pigmen zombies spawning on it. I know there's ways you can correct that with semi-transparent blocks above your head and whatnot to roll through. However, we've already passed one branch, which leads to the end portal and the end dragon. As well, it comes up to blaze spawner and a collection machine, as well as an enchanting room and a guardian spawner, which yeah, I'm not going to show you just yet, because again, if we're going to do this by time frame, then let's do it by time frame. So one of the first things that I did when I started to really understand the dynamics of the game was a true blaze spawner, or a blaze farm. And again, didn't use it till I fully understood it. It's an etho build. One more time, and again, I just can't I can't think of a way to improve on it. But this is her. So, is it off right now? It is off right now. So we'll turn it on. If you haven't seen one of these before, essentially, I found a blaze spawner in another fortress, and then you build this cage around it, so they spawn. As they drop, they hit pressure plates. Pistons push them closer and closer to the center here. Then they fall. When they fall, this gives you a timed suffocation, and all the mechanics to that are back here. Let's see it working. Delayed sensor, or delayed redstone signal, and it would turn off when that hits. Then you would grab one of these, you toss it in, kill them. It's essentially an AFK experience spawner, as well as a wonderful source of blaze rods for furnaces and stuff. So when that was built, I was starting to need my own space on the server a little bit, so I came out here and I made this. And ceilings are the bane of my existence. I'm still working on it. It's not that I won't get finished, but I'm a big fan of multiple ongoing projects, and me and ceilings. I don't know. I'm creative on a lot of levels. I don't have a lot of issues with a lot of things, but when it comes to ceilings, I just get over analytical on them, and they just never turn out right. And so it's one of those things. Well, of course, as you can see, always save them for last. But yeah, if I could hire somebody to join the server and just deal with ceilings, ceiling man, I would definitely hire him. And so to give you a quick tour, this is we have essentially an enchanting and production area for each different type of tool or armor or item. And so you got swords, shovels, should be axes, I think, because you always need abundant axes. Bows, so many power books. Pickaxes, definitely a big one. And yeah, we got our backups here. And then pretty much armor downstairs and the anvil station. And so helmets and breastplates and leggings and boots. And then as far as the anvil station goes, is you can kind of see behind here, and the loading hole is right there. And you load it up with 5-6 anvils, as many as you can fit, or if you have the iron for. And as they break, then another one drops, and you always have access to one. And this is the major collection point for books and stuff. Now, since in the evolution of the server, we've created an Enderman farm. That's more or less where I go now to get experience and books and stuff, and it's kind of a hassle. Not really hassle, but having to transport them all the way back over into that library. But it's still one of my favorite rooms in the whole server is that library there. So yeah, we're gonna run back. Now I don't know how long I've been recording, and under the hopes that I don't turn this into Peter Jackson's King Kong and go way long on my like second ever episode, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and keep recording afterwards for an episode 3. But I will leave you here, and this has been Bells, doing my thing. Pleasure to have you along, and hopefully you'll be along for the next one. Take care. Bye bye.